If you want to get ahead of 99% of other creators on YouTube, let me fill you in on a little secret. You don't need to be making the best videos in your niche or have a huge base of tens of thousands of subscribers or even be really good at making sense of your analytics. Nope, all you really need is one simple thing the biggest YouTubers have already unlocked. An idea so inherently fascinating that it grips viewers and keeps them binging video after video. As Mr. Beast himself said,
even though, in my opinion, I was doing things slightly wrong back in the day, I still was doing cool, original, epic, viral things that were inherently interesting, right? And so, like, if what you're doing is just not interesting, then no one's gonna watch it.
Let that sink in for a moment. It's not about having the most polished production or even the best thumbnail and title. Without interesting content, your retention graph will nosedive, no matter how high your click-through rate is, and that doesn't have a good impression on the algorithm. After all, the video that blew up Mr. Beast's channel in the first place, it seems so simple. It was just a guy in a boring room as he stared at the camera and counted to 100,000 for like 24 hours straight. No crazy edits, no famous guests, no wild stunts, but that weird basic idea intrigued millions of viewers who just had to know, is he actually gonna do this? As Mr. Beast kept counting, getting more and more out of it yet still pushing on, the novelty of his determination, it hooked people. Despite being such a simple video, that fascinating idea made his channel explode with an army of new fans overnight. But therein lies the problem. I know you're thinking, but great ideas are so hard to come by. You're right. They don't just fall into our laps. So I'm gonna share 3 actionable ways to find ideas to take your channel from this to this. These aren't just theoretical fluff either, because just like you, I'm sick of that. I'm talking actual tactics the most successful minds use to consistently find ideas that lead to all the subscriber and viewership goals that you dream of. Get the core right, and those vanity metrics will follow. Why? Because more watch time equals more views, which equals more growth. So where do you find good ideas? Well, let's take a look at this real-life example. In 2007, 2 broke college students struggled to pay rent in a pricey San Francisco, but when they noticed every hotel was booked for an upcoming design conference, a light bulb went on. To scrape together extra cash, they rented out 3 air mattresses in their living room, as well as serving a basic breakfast. This makeshift rental solution to their money troubles quickly snowballed into Airbnb, revolutionizing how millions travel and stay around the world. The next year in 2008, 2 other friends found themselves desperately trying to hail a cab on a snowy Paris night. As they froze, they thought, why isn't there an easy way to summon a ride from a phone? That personal struggle sparked the entire idea for Uber, again, upending an entire industry. So what key lesson can we take from these origin stories? That your first place to mine for a golden video idea is within life's problems and frustrations. Start looking at everyday challenges as potential content gold mines. Even if they aren't your challenges, identifying and solving a problem, no matter how small, can lead to impactful content that resonates with viewers. And the fact that YouTube is literally the 2nd largest search engine is proof enough that people are actively looking for solutions. Which brings us to the second way you can find good ideas. There are millions of videos that solve people's problems, but they're still getting nowhere near tons of views. How come? Well, the people with a bunch of problems that need solving, you need to really listen to them. Like, your content depends on it, because it kinda does. Whether in your comments, in your competitors' comments, in a cafe when you're having coffee, it's in these moments you're getting a glimpse into what makes people tick, what frustrates them, what makes them laugh, or what gets them super excited. But the trick is to listen right. Then you might find the success of Miss Rachel. Don't know who that is? You're probably not a new parent then, because every new parent knows her. Why? Unlike all other kids' channels, she noticed it isn't just about the kids, and that little pivot grew her channel to over 9 million subscribers with over 5 billion views, and from only 100 videos. Initially, Miss Rachel created content aimed at children, focusing on engaging and fun videos that included songs and educational stuff, but she also keeps in mind that the adults often are the ones controlling the iPad. She decided to tune in to the needs and preferences of her audience, including understanding the dual layer of her viewership, and that made her channel incredibly successful. But what if you've tried all that and you're still coming up short on ideas? Well, there's this sneaky strategy for uncovering a goldmine of fascinating video concepts. Let's call it going contrarian. This approach can give even your very first video a massive head start toward going viral, and it works by stacking the deck in your favor right from the start, practically forcing the audience to be eager to watch. True innovation often comes from zigzagging away from the mainstream and questioning conventional knowledge. The most groundbreaking creators aren't afraid to pass on trends and explore the unpopular opinions that 99% of people will just instantly dismiss. Just look at Galileo. who argued for a sun-centered universe when everybody was like, no, the Earth is in the center. Or even, love him or hate him, Elon Musk. A lot of his ideas like the underground tunnel network for futuristic transportation, these things are laughed at first, but then they believe in their contrarian thinking, and then it kind of sparks a revolution, it builds a community. The same principle applies on YouTube. Some of the platform's biggest stars found success by challenging norms within their niche, like Donkey. Donkey set himself apart with his honest and often critical reviews of widely praised games. While the evidence at the time would suggest that this would probably lose viewers, it gained so many more who appreciated his bold but different perspective. Another interesting case is Simone Giertz. In a niche focused on innovation, Simone made a name for herself in the tech community by making robots that basically they fail at what they're supposed to do. It may have grinded some gears, but her playful, inventive failures, it worked. It attracted a huge audience. Or what about this guy? For a while, streaming was seen as a place where authenticity and being yourself, that was the key to connect to your viewers. Dr. Disrespect's decision to adopt a fictional persona could have disconnected him from audiences, but instead, it set him apart in the gaming community and it drew more viewers because of it. These creators leaned into concepts that much of their niche's viewers could have instantly ignored or rejected, but by executing well, those ideas blew up huge. So the contrarian route, it's always an option. But if all else fails, maybe these 36 hacks, or should I say hooks, will inspire you.